Moving right along with my Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel first watch, let's talk about season 4, episode 3, The Harsh Light of Day, and Angel season 1, episode 3, In the Dark, which I'm now realizing the two titles are a play off of each other, and this is the first set of episodes where there is some sort of plot through line. I wouldn't call it a full crossover yet, but we're getting there, and I really enjoyed it. So let's talk about both episodes. The Harsh Light of Day is a great Buffy episode. There's a lot going on here. I'm looking at my notes. We have a good, strong A and B plot. We have a returning character in the form of Spike, which we haven't seen in a while, and absence does make the heart grow fonder, so I was very excited to see him. We introduced a new plot element that ends up being relevant in Angel later on, very cool, the Ring of Amara, and we have sort of a character introduction that ends up being a character portrayal in the form of Parker, who I have some thoughts and feelings on, and just in general, there's a lot of really interesting moments in this episode. I really liked it, and I thought it was a great springboard into Angel. So one of my first notes on Parker is, I'm reading it here, Parker's sweet. Is he gonna die? Followed by, if you jump to the end of my notes, it says, in all caps, fuck you, bro. Parker is a piece of shit playing the field and making her think it doesn't matter. Eliminate him. That shit pissed me off so bad. Now, I understand this is a very common thing for women of this young age to experience. Unfortunately, he is not unique in this type of behavior. It is an epidemic, and it pisses me off. And as someone who is like at least a decade older than, what is Buffy, 18 at this point? So I'm a little more than a decade older than this character. I'm like, girl, you need to move on from this piece of shit because he is not worth your time. Unfortunately, she does stay in, oh my god, is it my fault? Land for a little bit longer, but she finds her way again. Thank goodness, because oh my god, the rage, the feminine rage this unleashed within me, unbelievable. Meanwhile, Anya low-key crazy. Like we knew this, right? Her coming back though and being like, "Oh, we're in a relationship, right, Xander?" and him being genuinely confused because yeah, where the hell have you been, Anya? What are you talking about? There's no relationship. They're never what? And she just like kept coming on to him, and like, thank goodness at this point in time Xander has like some modicum of standards. I hated though that he was like, and he says this out loud, still better than Faith, because yeah, Faith was like traumatic. That whole situation was traumatic, and I still am not super thrilled about what Faith did to Xander and how they just never addressed it again. The bar was low, brother. I wrote this in my notes. You talk a big game. But also, like, the concept of Xander not being with anyone since Faith. And then Anya's the next. Oh my god, get this man a healthy relationship. What the hell? A lot of scenes in this episode. SEX scenes. I would love to say that word like a grown adult in its entirety, but this app loves to censor things. So I'm just going to spell it out. SEX. A lot of that in this episode. They're all grown up now, though. They're all adults, so I feel like there's going to be a lot more of that as the series progresses, because now it's no longer like a thing of like they're minors. So yeah, anyways, let's talk about the immunity ring of Amara. I thought that was really cool. Of course Spike wants it. That makes a lot of sense for him. And I thought that the Spike Buffy fight on campus in what feels like broad daylight, well, it was broad daylight because he was wearing the ring, was wild. Absolutely. You guys are on campus. There are supposedly people around. What is going on? We're getting more and more, we're taking bigger risks with these fights and like the locations where they happen. It's interesting. And then them deciding to give, or Buffy deciding to give Angel the Ring of Amara. Oh, they're gonna keep hitting us with that Bangel angst. I know they are. They're gonna wring that for all it's worth, and unfortunately, I will fall for it every time. Okay, so now we're gonna talk about Angel in the Dark, which basically picks up where Buffy leaves off, which I love. I think Spike at the top of this episode narrating Angel's whole interaction with the woman from the balcony was so funny. Like, this is why I love Spike. He is hysterical comedic relief. I loved the Oz crossover of it all. The fact that Oz drove to LA. I mean, I guess he was already headed in that direction. But it was really cool to see Oz on Angel, like a part of it. And I'm glad he just wasn't there for like a scene. He was there for a couple of scenes. I am mad at Angel throughout all my notes here. I'm like, Angel, put on the ring. What the fuck are you doing? Like, his, like, pride, his ego, his, like, I don't want the ring. Like, la la la. I'm like, bro, just put on the ring. Just put on the ring. What are we doing? Why are you burying it? You couldn't have put it in a safe? You had to bury it in the ground? What year is it? So, Spike and Angel. There is an interesting dynamic at play there, for sure. I've been informed people ship Spike and Angel. That doesn't surprise me at all. As a veteran of fandom spaces, that makes a lot of sense. Here's the thing. Everything Spike does as a vampire feels inherently erotic. It doesn't matter who he's dealing with. It could be Angel, it could be a woman, it could be someone random. It doesn't matter. Everything he does feels inherently erotic. And anytime two vampires interact with each other, again, inherently erotic. So many of the scenes that involve like torture or like a dungeon or chains, there's just this like thinly veiled layer of you know what I mean, where it's like, yeah, this is thinly veiled for network television, because some of the dynamics at play, I can't say the words here on TikTok, but you know, if you're a grown adult, you know what I'm talking about. They got away with a lot under the guise of, oh my god, they're vampires and they're in chains. Don't look at it too closely. I'm pretty sure Spike says in the dialogue, unless I'm misquoting who said this line, because I have it written down, I've never been comfortable with labels. My own headcanon across every universe is that vampires are all inherently bisexual. That's just my own headcanon. So anyways, that is what I have decided. It has nothing to do with the canon of any story ever. It's just me. Bringing up Buffy was nasty work, though. So, like, I was enjoying the dynamic until he started playing dirty, and I was like, okay, shut the fuck up, Spike. I'm tired of you now. Oz busting in, though, with 2 crossbows. Exactly. That's my man. That's my man, Oz. Marcus was creepy as fuck. Like, rolling up on the pier to get Marcus was crazy. Again, broad daylight. We're like, this is wild to see them in the light. Which makes sense because the episode is called In the Dark. Hee hee ha ha. I get what they're doing. I said, we haven't fought on the beach yet. Why not? Like, again, they're trying to come up with new places to have choreographed fight. And I love that. Fighting on the sand and in the water is difficult. So it made for a really interesting fight sequence. I loved Angel in the sunset. Bro, I literally wrote this. Bro, just wear the ring. What is this Batman shit? Just put on the ring. Just put on the ring. What are we doing? And then he destroys the ring, because of course he did, because we can't have one nice thing for any length of time in the Buffy universe, I guess. I thought it was just reserved for Buffy, but no, it's true in Angel as well. We can't have one nice thing for any length of time. Just use the ring. Just have some fun, and then destroy it. What? This pride business. I'm like, anyways, it really, I have an opinion about it, clearly. Anyways, great pair of episodes. Enjoyed it thoroughly. Very entertaining. I can't wait for future episodes that like kind of cross over with each other. It's making it worth watching both shows for sure. I see why you guys recommended it.